I just delivered my first project to a real client for the first time ever in anything I've ever done. And this is huge for me because I've always tried to find a client in like business ventures, business opportunities. And this is the first time I'm getting paid for doing something I'm good at. So this is it for me. This is the website. And I'm going to give you a brief history. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's a photography website, and the client is trying to sell images of his project, of his works on the website, .netlenses.com. A little bit of UI problem on backend administrative stuff that needs to be done, but that's not a problem. That's not an issue. Like the major issues that you're going to face in deploying a project, giving the client a project, I've done all of that. And if you want me to talk more into details about like how I deliver the project, which I'm going to go into detail, I'm going to like talk about it in this video, but I'm not going to go into too much details. I'll just like briefly go through it. So I'm charging 200 euros. I don't know how much that is in where you're staying, or maybe in dollars, or um wherever you're watching from. So 200 euros. And honestly, I think it is this thing. I'm not charging enough. What I wanted to charge was 1,700 euros. Like that was my price, and the client was like, "Listen, this is all I have." I'm like, for the first client ever, and I think for your first client, you shouldn't. You're not going to get what you deserve. You're not going to get what you think like you deserve for your purchase. I know this is worth more than 200, definitely. More like more experienced people with can find clients with bigger budgets that can charge like maybe even 10,000 for this, but you know, like this is for me, this is huge for my first time, for my first client, and it's 200. Like, am I happy with 200? Absolutely not. I just like, you know, I I'm gonna take it. It's one of those things that I just like. Yeah. And yes, like this is the website. It's live. You can go visit it. .netlenses.com. Like it's just like a photo. The client is a photography person, and obviously all these images here are like generic images from stock photos, all these free images, and I just link them to the um, image in the HTML. So there's not really anything. It's not personalized yet, and it was like that's fine. Just I just need something to show people and all of that. And yeah, there's a little bit of UI problem here. I realize that, I know that, because if you click next, you can see here 6, 7, 8, 1, right? What the button here is meant for this, like this segment here, this section here, but I have to just move a little bit things around. And yeah, like I said, the only stuff that is left is more administrative stuff. I'm going to talk about like this the stack I'm using. Like I'm using Django. I'll show you the backend code in a minute. Um, so yeah, he wants to sell like collections of his photographs here. So like there's going to be pricing and stuff like that. Stripe payments, email delivery, everything is done. All of this is just for clients to know what he has done. Again, random like numbers I just generated. Obviously, the thing is I used AI for this, so yeah, like I'm not stupid. Like if you can do something with AI, and you can look at the code and kind of know the errors that the AI has introduced into the code. Like obviously use AI. I'm not, and yeah, I use AI for some of this stuff. And if I didn't use AI, it was gonna take me longer to do the same thing that the AI did. But and yeah, you can. The email is not set up yet, but that's not a problem really. And I think this is not working. I don't know why it's not working here, but I'll fix that. And yeah, whatever, blah blah. It's a nice little project, and the main stuff, which is the collections, is the admin side where you have to log in and you have to upload the images, set the price, and all of that. So that's for the client himself, where he can do all of that. And there's access to that. I'm going to set him. It's going to have like a this thing. It's going to have a login, a username and password, and all of that. And the reason why I think this project is worth more than 200 is because I am giving him the project. The project is his. like okay, I started the project on my local machine. I'm hosting it on Railway, so it's easier for me. Like you don't need to do anything. Just you need a Docker file to just set up the environment, like the image of the project. And yeah, I most of my Docker files are usually the same thing because I use Django a lot, so I just copy and paste a little bit. That's why you can see a lot of comments here because like it's from previous projects, and I was just like, right, so do this, blah blah blah, whatever. And when you upload to render, like you need the railway.toml file, railway.toml file. So you need that, and that tells Railway where to look for the Docker file, the services to build it, and it's going to build the Docker file in Railway for you. And this watch patterns is like where it's going to watch for changes in your documents. So if I make a change right now, it's going to like when I commit it to GitHub, and then it's going to start a build in Railway. And the just thing about this project is it taught me how to deliver a project properly. Like, because if you think about it, I have this project right now in my own GitHub. So I have to find a way to get this project to the client's GitHub, because I don't want to start maintaining this guy's project forever, because I'm only charging $200, €200 for this. And the way I did this was like, any changes I make in my own, like in the GitHub that I have here, you're gonna see a GitHub workflows right here. So this GitHub workflows, it clones this repository to the client's GitHub account, which I created for him. I was like, hey, give me your Gmail. I'm gonna create a GitHub for you, and then I'm gonna clone the GitHub that I have access to, which is my own GitHub, and then I will anytime I make changes in my own GitHub in this like repository, it shows up in his own GitHub, which is the GitHub I use for his own Railway account, which like I don't have to like be responsible for any distinct payments or stuff like that that goes on with the Railway stuff. So if I'm done with the project, if I'm finalized everything, I'm not gonna have anything to do with the project. If he wants to like you know upgrade the project or add any more features, it's gonna have to hire me again or hire somebody else who's gonna have access to the repository from his own GitHub, and they can charge whatever they want if they are good at Django. And the thing about like Railway is like they have variables where you can easily like change it at main user, CRF, trusted origins, all of this stuff. Like obviously my env file for the local development is right here. I'm not gonna click on it because I have secret variables in there. So yeah, there's that. And also I said I use Stripe. I'm gonna show you actually. Yeah, I actually want to show how I built this. I used Stripe for the payments. I used so the way the process works is when the client himself like uploads a batch of photos, which he uploads for. I'm using Cloudinary to store the images and do some of the transformations. So let me see where I did that. Not downloads, payments. So we have photos here, and this is the models. Where are the models? So we have the models right here, and you have the batch of different models which have categories and zip choices pending processing. And I'm using Celery also for the processing of, because when you start uploading images, you don't want to be stuck on the same page. You can just like set it as a background task or something like that. And the zip also is done in the background also, like, because when you upload the batch, you have to send a link to download the batch to the client, right? So again, if you want like more details about like the project itself, how I did it, the logic, and obviously I used AI to like, the logic was my logic. I just used AI to kind of code it out and stuff like that. And the thing is, I'm already good with Django enough that I will have done something similar, but maybe not the same. It will always take me longer. So, and I'm very good at spotting errors at this very. It's not simple. It's just like it's a simple enough project, but it's not as easy as it's gonna like, it's gonna look to other people. So yeah, you have batches, you have portals, and yeah, if you want to go into the like the thinking or the engineering of the project, please let me know. I'll be happy to go into that. So the Celery here, I set up the Celery for background task. Um, yeah, again, this is more like technical stuff, and I don't want to like bore you guys with that. What else do I have to show you? Yeah, Cloudinary. So you upload to Cloudinary a bunch of photos. You in Cloudinary also you can also like do the zip files in Cloudinary. So again, the client also has his own Cloudinary account. This is stuff that is gonna is meant to be expensive. Like if anyone else was doing it, because 1,700 euros that I was thinking of charging the client, it was good enough for me to set up all the admin stuff for him, but that's what that really killed me. I'm still like bugging out about it, but again, if you want to like set up build your own website or any project that you have, I need my help. I can do website, I can do mobile apps also, so hit me up or stuff like that. Um, leave a comment. Yeah, most likely leave a comment. I'll be in the comments below. What else should I? Yeah, Stripe payment is easy enough. If you want to if you want to see that, also let me know in the comments. What else? Sending emails easy enough also. So yeah, and let me. I wanted to show you the model, the admin for the. Is there anything I would like to show that actually matters? I don't know. Really, the majority of this project is the admin, because it's the one because that's where you handle the image processing stuff. And also, in the images also, like I set up a preview. Again, when you upload an image, you want to set up a preview image and the original image, because if you upload the original image to the collection, everyone can be able to like just right click and download the image. So you want to set up a preview with like what's that stuff on the background that just shows preview and stuff like that. So easier enough. The thing about like Railway that I like also is if you set up new, you can set up database, or yeah, database, and there's Redis. Oh, fucking love this, man. I love Redis database. So, and since I'm using Redis for my Celery, and which is class, because I can set up the Redis here. If you look at the Celery here, Celery, what is it? It requires Redis. So uh in my settings, you require Redis. Celery, yeah, the Celery broker URL, you need a Redis. So um right now it is local, but in Railway, I used obviously the live one for the client. And yeah, the stuff I'm really proud of for this project is like cloning my own GitHub repository to the client too, because the client is gonna have his own repository and is gonna have access to the code if he wants to like, upgrade the features, and I don't want to work with him anymore. So again, I've done my part, I've done everything. Little admin stuff that I need to do. There's just maybe 2, 3 extra hours. Honestly, I should be charging 5,000. So I'm proud of this project. Is 200 enough? No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think I should be charging 2,000 plus. But for my first client, for my first project, which I just wanted to like, be proud of something I wanted that, hey, I got paid for doing this. So I'm gonna take it. Is the client being a cheap, absolutely as a cheap also? Yes. So, yes, it is. And yeah, you can visit the website honestly .netlessons.com and stuff like that. Anything else I'm missing? I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, you can see the Cloudinary right here. Um, this is for the admin. Yes, so the admin is actually quite nice, a nice setup. So I don't want to show that because it's normal. If you want me to show that, that would be more of the technical aspect of this project, which is going to take time, and I don't want to, make this video longer than it is. Yeah, I'm using Signals also. So again, quite simple project, but it's not an easy one to kind of, wrap your around. So yeah, and what else am I missing? Yeah, the railway dot. The only thing right now is because I have like the web site itself and the Celery itself and the Redis, which is no problem. So setting up those two containers or those two services is I'm just gonna do it in Railway anyway. So and the client has his own Railway. It's not my own Railway account, so I am happy with that. And yeah, that's it. Honestly, 200 euros for this project. It's something. I'm gonna hold my head up and hope like a better client comes from this, and I'm able to deliver in a much more, much more like better project for the better clients with better pay, obviously. And I know I can do more with Django. I'm just, I'm very good with it. I would not say that like normally, but I'm kind of like learning to say if I'm good at something, I'm good at it. You know, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, but even though you don't know everything about Django, but you know enough that to say I can help you build this project. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you need to know anything else, sorry, my bad. If you need to know anything else about the project or anything about like delivering a project to a client, now I have an experience and I can absolutely milk this and make more content about it. So let me know in the comments, leave a like, comment, leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the stuff. I make random content, so let me know. And yeah, peace out.